Okay, get this. What if I told you that you could build a seriously professional, animated website just by showing a video to an AI? I'm not kidding. No coding boot camps, no staring at confusing lines of text. Just your idea and a tiny bit of guidance. We're about to dive into something that could literally change how we all create stuff for the web. Listen to this quote. "I'm not a programmer, but I built a professional 3D product landing page in 30 minutes using Claude Code and a single video." 30 minutes. Does that sound completely bonkers? Because that's what I thought too. But this isn't some far-off future stuff. This is a real thing someone actually did. And man, it hints at a huge shift in who gets to call themselves a creator.
You know, for the longest time, the digital world had this massive, intimidating gatekeeper, right? And that gatekeeper was code. If you had an amazing idea, you had to learn these super complex languages, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, the whole shebang. It kept so many creative ideas just stuck. But what if that gate is finally swinging open for the rest of us?
Well, that's where this idea of vibe coding comes in. And honestly, it's pretty much what it sounds like. You're not sitting there writing code. Nope. You're capturing a vibe, a feeling, the whole aesthetic of something, like a cool video. And you're basically teaching an AI how to turn that feeling into a real working website. It's about turning a look into actual logic. How cool is that?
And this is the secret sauce, right here. The whole game is changing. The most important skill isn't about memorizing perfect syntax anymore. It's about how well you can instruct. It's about being able to give clear, creative directions to an AI that, let's be honest, probably knows how to code better than most of us ever will.
So you might be asking, okay, but how do you give good instructions? And that's the best part. It all boils down to this super simple guide called the WAT framework. Just think of it as the secret language you can use to become a really good director for your new AI assistant.
The WAT framework is, well, it's just brilliantly simple. What is for workflow? That's your big picture goal. What are you trying to make? A is for agent. That's who is doing the work. In our case, the AI. And T is for tools. What stuff, what raw materials does your agent need to actually get the job done?
Let me put it another way. Imagine you want a sculpture made. Your workflow is the idea. I want a big, epic statue of a horse. Your agent is the expert sculptor you hire to do it. And the tool? Well, that's the giant block of marble you give them to work with. See? Workflow, agent, tool. Super simple.
All right, let's bring it back to that amazing project from the beginning. So the workflow, the goal was to build a website that animates as you scroll down the page. The agent, the builder, was an AI called Claude Code. And the tool, this is the crazy part, the only raw material was a single MP4 video file. That's literally it.
You see how this just changes everything? This simple little framework completely flips the script on your role. You're not the one in the weeds getting frustrated with semicolons and brackets. You've basically been promoted. You're the director now. You're the visionary guiding the super skilled expert to bring your idea to life.
I mean, look at the difference here. The old way, it demanded years of technical know-how. The barrier to entry was sky high. But this new way, this vibe coding approach, what does it ask for? Genuine curiosity. It's focused on giving clear instructions, and suddenly, making cool stuff is accessible to pretty much anyone with an idea.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The most important skill is no longer technical mastery, but genuine curiosity. Think about that. We're shifting away from an era where technical skill was everything to a new one where the most valuable thing is our very human ability to just be curious, to explore, and to ask really interesting questions. Your curiosity is now your superpower.
Seriously, let that sink in. Your ability to ask what if, to look at a video and think, hey, what if that was a website? That simple question is now way more powerful than knowing a bunch of programming languages. The power to create isn't just for coders anymore. It's being handed back to the dreamers. So I'll leave you with this. In a world where curiosity is the new code, where that wall between your big idea and a finished thing is just melting away, what's the first thing you're going to build?